wouldn't Macarthur absolutely love for the resumption to be with a goal? Al Hassan Toure from long range. He tests Duncan out. He can't control it at the first, but he can at the second. And blushes are spared, and Macarthur will have to continue to chase that equaliser.
Well, what a strike from Al Hassan Toure. That was moving side to side, up and down. It was all over the shot for Jack Duncan, who did so well. As we see on the replay there, it's down low. It just hits the ground in front of Duncan. He really had to have his wits about him to keep that out the back of his net.
That bounce just in front of the goalkeeper, particularly in the greasy conditions. It was a wonderful effort by Al Hassan Toure, and it gives Macarthur plenty of confidence as they try to chase this one against Newcastle. 26 minutes in at Campbelltown Stadium. There's been a couple of occasions in the last few minutes that the Georgians found himself offside, and now it's heavy contact with Matt Yerman. And once again, Stephen Lucas gets it right. There seems to be little need for that. Matt Yerman's asking if it's worth a card.
I'm sure over the span of his career, Matty Yerman would have committed some similar fouls, and he sort of took the contact as well, so he knew it was coming. I'm happy with no yellow ticket on that occasion.
I think if Matt Yerman knew that he was going to ground, then it would have left Stephen Lucas with little option. A dangerous ball in here. Two defenders were there. Mikkel Tadzi sliding through, but Matt Miller and Jonathan Aspropotomides do just about enough to deny the Georgian at the other end.
Well, it was wonderful delivery from Dane Ingham into an area there. That's dangerous, isn't it? If those defenders aren't on their game.
Let's lash out a little bit there, Arabuli. I'm not suggesting that it was anything particularly vicious, but clearly a free kick. Bahaja finds himself in the corner. Ingham's overlapping. Bahaja again, tightly held. And then Mo Altay, who was on the receiving end of the free kick a moment ago, does well to avoid giving one away. Here's Matt Yerman. Craig Noon sticks a boot out. Not happy with the decision, and Matt Yerman's not happy with the contact, but it does mean that Newcastle will have a free kick of its own in a dangerous position. Stephen Lucas, who had to do so much work off the field, now has a big job to do just to keep calm heads.
Yeah, that's right, and that will be a priority, because once the adrenaline kicks back in, which it has now for the players, frustration can certainly start to bubble to the surface.
Well, we saw the training ground move last week. It won't be Costa Grozos on the receiving end, because he's the man over the ball. In comes the delivery. It's towards the back post for Jenkinson, but all he can do is hook it in from the byline, and it's easy for Curto.
Yeah, another well-worked free kick. That time, not so much a variation, but certainly freeing the run of Jenkinson, and the delivery to a very purposeful place at the back post. Has been a feature of Newcastle performances, their set pieces. They obviously spend a lot of work, a lot of time on the training pitch working on them. No doubt Arthur Dillis, as the assistant, spends a fair bit of time analysing.
Ingham gets the last touch for a Macarthur throw.
You can see here the delivery in that back area.
That wasn't a great one, and now that's a heavy challenge as well. Sliding in on Mo Altay was Davila, but he got the ball, and they've won the throw, Macarthur.
Yeah, you can see Altay's fired up, isn't he? But I'll tell you one thing, Philip Curto and Jack Duncan will not forget their 100th game. That's for sure and certain.
Mikkel Tadze skips away from Sujnar. Here's Jason Hoffman now. Was there a deflection? Jason Hoffman screaming that there was. It looked as though there was one at first look. Stephen Lucas was right there, though. It will be a goal kick.
And here's the bursting run from Hoffman. Look at that, straight through midfield. Looks like he gets his half a yard. I'm not sure there was a deflection there. I just think he got the radar wrong. That's a good injection from the left fullback.
It didn't look like a deflection on the replay. Certainly the sounds indicated there were, and Stephen Lucas brings a halt to one of the most remarkable opening halves of football you will ever see. I want to say 45 minutes. In truth, it was 5 minutes short of 3 hours. It's half-time at Campbelltown Stadium, and Trent Bahaja's 8th-minute goal that feels a lifetime ago is the difference. Newcastle 1, lead Macarthur 0. Let's get... It has been a bizarre night of football, but we appreciate you for sticking with us. We appreciate the fans for sticking it out in, at times, appalling conditions. And of course, the players and the coaches and everyone involved, the officials, for making sure that we can continue this match in the Isuzu UTE A-League men's competition. Glenn Lauder alongside Phil Moss in commentary. Mossy, can Macarthur get back into this one?
Well, they certainly can. They've got the quality, and they showed last week that they have got the belief to get back into games. I'm sure they would prefer to go ahead in games rather than have to chase them. But certainly I think the key is this man on the ball now with his pace and power in those wide areas.
Toure gets the ball in there, and Arabuli almost gets a foot on it. You're right, he's been outstanding throughout the first half, Toure. And he looked lively again there. He'll stick with play. And Ivan Vujicic's ball just comes off the back of Toure after talking him up. He didn't quite know where that one went.
And there is the commentator's curse, alive and well. But yeah, as I was saying, Toure I think is key. Davila, of course, it goes without saying that he is a key to unlocking any defence in this league. But also Danny De Silva. I think if they can get him on the ball in the right areas, those three in particular can really create some chances.
So De Silva was involved there, but it was Davila who was fouled by Angus Thurgate. Davila takes the free kick quickly. They end up on the left-hand side of the field. Toure can take the throw. In fact, he decides to leave for Vujicic. Acts as a ball boy. And speaking of ball boys, shout out to the ball boys who've had to hang around for hours and hours and end on. Will remain at the club for another couple of years. Ball into the area. Waiting for it is Holman. And then the flick on by Orgler, almost catching Jack Duncan unaware. And that would have been a wonderful introduction.
Probably came just a touch too early for Orgler. He hasn't got into the rhythm of the game, but he has more time than he anticipates here, as we see Holman just flick it into an area.
Danny De Silva, who's had a wonderful game tonight, makes way. Kieran Bacchus comes in for the last half an hour or so. 25 minutes plus stoppages. So some defensive reinforcements for Mile Stajovski's men. Davila goes towards the back post. Jed Drew, oh, it's a wonderful header. I thought it was going in the top corner. It sneaks past the post. It was an excellent delivery from Davila, and Drew just can't get it on target.
Well, as a substitute coming off the bench, you want to make an impact, and that was almost of the greatest kind. As you see De Vere on the Harvey Norman replay, weaving his magic, putting great delivery into an area and saying to Jed Drew, go on, attack that. Even put in for time and a half. I don't know how long the game's gone for, but he certainly looks like he's playing with confidence. He's involved in some good passages for Newcastle early.
Matt Miller links up with Orgler, who does really well. It's a wonderful touch. Ali Orgler from tight quarters. Jack Duncan was at the front post, but he just can't keep the shot down. It sails over the bar. Huge opportunity, Macarthur.
Well, Orgler fashioned the chance for himself absolutely brilliantly here. Look at this sleight of foot. The one thing that you've got to do from there is, if you're not going to find a teammate because of the tight angle, you have to score. And he had an inquisition going on behind him. You see Davila, you see Toure, you see Jed Drew on the back post.
Darts Melia linking up with Aquilina. Decent ball in. Mikkel Tadzi was just ghosting in the back stick, and Sujna had to slide in, put it out for a corner, because if he didn't make contact, Mikkel Tadzi would have.
Well, that is an interception of absolute class and experience from Schuschner. He had to win that, and he knew it, and he knew he wouldn't win it by staying on his feet.
Odler again, who's looked so good since coming on for Macarthur, puts this one towards the back stick, and no nonsense from Aquilina. He wasn't taking any risks. It's a corner.
Gee, Odler's done some good things since he's come on. He probably should have had a goal or at least an assist. The way he gets at players, look at that, the trickery, the quick feet, and then he lifts it into a good area with a little bit of tail on it. No one attacking the ball though.
In-swinging corner from Drew, flicked on by Matt Miller. Over the bar in the end, but Macarthur won't die wondering.
Good delivery from Drew, nice and flat, good run from Miller, the top goal scorer at Macarthur, with 4 goals this season from right back.
Saito tries to win the ball back off McGing. It's a Newcastle throw, and that will eat up precious seconds. Three wins in 4 games. Becken for Arthur Pappas. And a vital 3 points with the logjam on the edge of the top 6. Newcastle wins the corner. It'll mean that only goal difference separates Newcastle and the top 4.
What a crucial 5 or 6 games this has been for Newcastle Jets. They've shown plenty of times they've got the quality. And again, it was just that consistency, turning that effective that football, the style of football, into effective football and getting results. Starting to take shape.
It'll be another corner, and they'll take all the time in the world. Stephen Lucas will give them the hurry up. A minute shy of 4 hours since kickoff. The Newcastle Jets, 3 hours and 52 minutes since Trent Bahaja's goal. Stephen Lucas says that'll do. It's been a marathon, and the Newcastle Jets cross the line with a 1-0 win to make it 3 wins in 4 starts, back-to-back victories for the first time since round 2. Trent Bahaja's goal, the difference on a remarkable night of football. Jack Duncan's game number 100 ends with a clean sheet. 3 points for his side, and kudos to everybody involved at Campbelltown Stadium. We got there in the end. Newcastle 1 has defeated Macarthur 0.